What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk. Man, we just witnessed a great fight between two great warriors in the heavyweight division. Former reigning heavyweight champion Wladimir Klitschko attempted to win back the IBF title as well as the WBA title from the young and upcoming, now the #1 guy in the heavyweight division, Anthony Joshua. Both of these guys were gold medal winners in their respective games. Vlad in 1996, Joshua in 2012. Man, going into this fight, I predicted Wladimir would win by an 8th round stoppage. I was almost right, but give props to Anthony Joshua, who battled back through adversity, going past 7 rounds for the first time in his young career. He moved his record to 19-0 with 19 KOs. He came out with his jab, looking to try to set the distance and, set the tone with the jab. And it was a little slow round. He came out aggressive, but he clearly won round #1. Round 2, Wladimir came out with his jab. He landed a straight right hand early in the fight and really pretty much was just using his jab, trying to gauge distance, trying to, keep Joshua at bay. So, keep him on the outside so he can do work. And I gave it round to Wladimir, even though it was close. Round 3 was clearly Joshua, who was more aggressive. He started to let loose, land some right hands, land some left hooks, kind of forced Wladimir back a little bit. But Wladimir did a great job throughout this fight of making Joshua earn everything that, he got in this fight. The way his little step back would kind of make Joshua overreach, sometimes overextend with the right hand. And he would land his own right. A lot of people started to say, in the first few rounds that Vlad looked like the guy that fought Tyson Fury. But Vlad, like I said, surprised people a few rounds later when he came out guns blazing, landed some right hands, kind of shook up Joshua. In round 5, Joshua kind of just really blitzed him. He blitzed him. He landed, I think, a left hook that started it, then the right hand, and he just kind of unloaded on Wladimir. Then got Wladimir bending over because he was clearly hurt. Hit him with a beautiful right uppercut. Finally went down, Wladimir did. But Wladimir, to his credit, him being an experienced champion, reigning over, 10 years long, future Hall of Famer, all-time great top 10 heavyweight, he bounced back, landed a left hook that started the momentum switch, hurt Joshua. Hit him with the right hand repeatedly, hit him with left hook, had Joshua stumbling over the ring, retreating back to the ropes, and unloading on him to make that round a 10-9, which he still lost, but instead of it being a 10-8, it was a 10-9 round because he did so much, good work post the knockdown. And then 6th round came, he just, he hit him with a 1-2. What we all know Vlad for is the jab and the straight right hand. He hit Joshua with that, and Joshua folded. I thought he was done for. He got up, he beat the count to his credit. He's shown resiliency in this fight as well as his 2012 medal match where he had to dig deep and fight back to win a decision. But he bounced back, but Vlad attacked him, was throwing left hooks, right hands, repeatedly hurting him, but Joshua was able to move his head just a little bit. And from that moment, like from round 5 to round 10, it was all Wladimir. Wladimir, it took Joshua a while to kind of, regain his composure, his energy, because he blew his load thinking that he had Wladimir down and out. When he put Wladimir down, you can see him lift his hands up and acknowledge the crowd like it's over. But Wladimir had other things in mind, in terms of the fight, and he pushed the pace. He made the young champion dig deep, which Anthony Joshua did. Round 10, even though you can give it to Wladimir, but I gave it to Joshua. He kind of, at the end, Joshua kind of changed the momentum, and he got, was yelled at by his trainer in the corner saying, he's up there in age, you got to jump on him, you got to go for it. And round 11, the bell rung, he came out there, he hurt Wladimir, he dropped him once with the left hands, right hands. Wladimir got up, was clearly hurt, tried to hold, AJ wouldn't let him. He went to work again, knocked him down again. He got up, took some more punishment before the referee jumped in to stop the fight. And now Anthony Joshua is, along with him being the IBF title, the IBF champion, he's now the WBA champion. He has 2 straps. The other straps belong to Deontay Wilder, who is the WBC champion, and the the WBO champion is Joseph Parker. Both guys were sitting ringside for the fight. Interesting enough, AJ didn't call out Wilder or Parker. He called out Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury has kind of been a thorn in his side, been saying some real disrespectful things about Anthony Joshua on Twitter, through the media, and they're both from the UK. It would be a huge fight, and that's a fight, obviously, Anthony Joshua wants, but I don't know if that's a fight he's going to get, especially, Fury been out of the ring so long and isn't in the proper fighting shape. He's battling, mental issues as well as, drug abuse issues. But he said he's preparing for a fight, I think, in May. Like I said, Fury is 6'9". He's awkward. He presents a different type of fight for Anthony Joshua compared to Klitschko, but Klitschko has one of the greatest jabs in history, and he proved that tonight. My theory is, or my saying is, if you have a jab, you can win a fight. If you don't have a jab, you will lose a fight. And that jab was enough for Klitschko to be effective, along with his right hand and his left hook, as well as the experience and everything he's accomplished throughout his career. But man, it was a great fight. Joshua won 11-round TKO. And like I said, he's 27. He's 19-0 with 19 knockouts. He has this is a learning experience, and it's going to be interesting. The heavyweight division is wide open, even though he's the #1 guy and will be favored over the other champions, Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker. He has a mandatory fight coming up with Luis Ortiz, the Cuban, who is a power puncher, who can counterpunch, and he's supremely skilled. Who already let it be known that your money is worthless. I'm not stepping aside for nobody, and I want you next. But Wladimir has a rematch clause to fight Anthony Joshua again, and he did express in a post-fight interview that he would like to exercise that and fight Joshua again. My thing is, if he's going to fight him, he needs to fight him soon. Possibly October, November, in the fall, to try to, get that rematch and try to get it while he's fresh. Because if it goes longer than that, I think he gets stopped even earlier in this fight. So, like I said, Wladimir showed that he still has a lot left in the tank and can compete with the other guys. Maybe he can target Joseph Parker, a guy who's much smaller and doesn't have that much experience and won't pose as many problems as a guy like Wilder or Joshua Ortiz will. But it remains to be seen if we're going to get that rematch. But I think we will get it sometime in the fall, around November, December. But it was a great fight. Definitely a Fight of the Year candidate. And I hope we do get a rematch. And I hope that this has inspired, Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker to step their competition up. Parker has a fight next Saturday against a replacement. He was supposed to fight Fury, but that fell out due to, things that, over BS. And Wilder, who just returned from an injury in February to stop Gerald Washington in 5 rounds, I believe. He's looking, for a unification bout. So hopefully, those guys could, Joshua and Wilder can fight. And maybe Vlad, steps aside right now and let the young guns unify the division. And, he might step back in and be able to fight for 3 titles. So, I'm going to wrap this up. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about the fight. And would you like to see the rematch between Anthony Joshua and Wladimir Klitschko, later this year? And who wins, Joshua or Wilder or Joshua Parker? Like I said, like us on Facebook at Colossal Boxing Talk. Follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.